High-paying truck driver jobs in 2023. It's a job that deserves decent pay for all the grueling, long hours behind the wheel, often many thousands of miles away from home. Usually, the high-paying truck driver jobs are found in what's called a niche market. A niche market is a specialized segment in the trucking industry. To make a higher wage as a truck driver, more experienced drivers are preferred and a more complex skill set is required, more so than the average truck driver who hauls, for example, dry freight loads on a van trailer. Greater risks, willing to take greater risks. Jobs have higher degree of danger involved. More liability, with greater risk, comes more liability. Higher skill level, a more complex skill set required specific to the specialized niche. Accident/incident free, a clean driving record. Driving experience, companies often demand more experienced truck drivers with 5+ years successful CDL experience with no incidents on their driving record. Working in remote areas. Some truck driving jobs demands working in a remote or sparsely populated area. The cost of living for truckers in such an area could be considerably higher, too, if the work requires that the driver live in the area where the job is. The most lucrative markets. Private fleets. Walmart is just one example of a company with its own fleet of trucks. They offer one of the best-paying truck driving jobs in the U.S. Their rate of pay for a company truck driver ranges from around $70,000 to $85,000 US per year. Walmart's private fleet requires a nice clean driving history, no preventable accidents, minimal moving violations, no serious violations etc., clean criminal check, as does any company which offer a high-paying driving job. The expectations are higher than most companies, but in return, they pay a higher than average salary. ICE road trucking jobs. ICE road trucking jobs can earn drivers anywhere from $20,000 to $75,000 for a few months' work. Also, since the TV show has glorified these jobs, it's become increasingly difficult to secure one. There are many job challenges and dangers involved in a driving job in the ice roads, such as extreme temperatures, excessive winter storms and poor road conditions. Tanker/liquid hauling. Hauling hazardous products such as gasoline and a variety of caustic and explosive liquid materials offers good pay for the work. Driving jobs hauling hazmat materials tend to pay well above the average driving wage. You may need a TWIC card. The driver is not only hauling dangerous goods, but they sometimes are exposed to chemical fumes when piping off hazardous chemicals. If you are with the right trucking company, tanker truck driving jobs can be quite lucrative. Oversized loads. There are trucking companies which specialize in hauling oversized load hauls. Specialty car haulers. There are a few carriers which have a high level of expertise at hauling very expensive and vintage cars. The trailers are enclosed. It takes a very patient driver and one who is meticulous when handling the high-dollar cargo. Mining industry, dump trucks. Some mining companies that work those behemoth dump trucks offer good wages for these trucking job. Some mines in Australia, for example, employ truckers who bring in $100,000 plus in wages annually. Team driving. Some teams do very well financially. It's often thought that driving as a team is the fast and easy way to be a rich truck driver, and because it's one of the highest paying trucking jobs. One of the problems with teams is that the drivers often suffer from burnout, and although the schedule is technically legal, the drivers are unable to keep up the hectic, stressful schedule for extended periods of time. The rate of pay and number of miles presented by the carrier always sounds appealing. However, loading delays and bad weather cut down on the miles for teams. Husband and wife teams can do very well, if both are drivers. They can live on the road for long periods if necessary and have no obligations for home time. The success of a team depends on many variables, including the ability of the trucking company they are working for to schedule their loads efficiently. Owner-operator jobs. Either an owner-operator leased to a trucking company, not to be confused with a lease operator, or an independent owner-operator, can earn a good living. Although owner-operator jobs can be high-paying truck driver jobs, there's much more risk and responsibility tied up in truck ownership. However, the payoff can be profitable if it's done correctly and operated as a true business. Union drivers. Unionized truck drivers make better wages than the average driver. Unions set a standardized rate of pay and drivers are paid for all the work they do. There are usually standard of living raises built into the salary packages for a union driver, thus their wages are a cut above the average truck driver whose wages are not indexed with the cost of living.